Hey, the legendary John Hiatt is on the phone with us here for Cafe Rock on Bowling Green's Classic Rock D93. John, how are you doing today?
Good, Brian. How are you doing?
Very good. You're coming to Bowling Green on Sunday evening at the Capitol Arts Theater. Have you been to Bowling Green before, John?
I've been to Bowling Green many times. I believe this is the first time I've ever played there.
Now, I know you're a car guy. Have you been up to the Corvette Museum?
You know, I've been asked to come up to it. I even met a guy that ran the place at one time, and he's asked me up there, and I have yet to come up there. I can't believe I haven't been up to the Corvette Museum.
Well, you're officially reinvited.
No, I have not.
You're officially reinvited.
That pitiful. I've been up to. I used to run a little asphalt racetrack up there called Beach Bend.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about?
Sure do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if they still race. I don't know if they still race there, but I raced there back in the '90s.
Yeah, every Friday and Saturday night for sure.
No kidding. Well, there you go.
So, did you race?
I ran a little hobby class called Legends Cars up there.
Yeah, I love Legends Cars. The motorcycle engine and the.
That's it.
Yeah. Well, hey, you got the new album out, Dirty Jeans and Mudslide Hymns. Tell us a little bit about that.
That's it.
Kevin Shirley's producing, and I love the first tune, Damn This Town.
Well, thank you. It's not a feeling that we haven't all felt at one time or another. Got to get out of this place.
We got to blame somebody,
only
don't we?
for the weekend.
Yeah. Hey, listen, who's in the combo? Who can we expect to see with you Sunday night?
Well, Kenny Blevins, who played drums on the record, is still with me,
Yeah.
and Doug Lanshill, who played guitars on the record,
Mm-hmm.
and the three of us been together for the last 3 years or so, and then I got a new bass player, a guy named Frank Zwart, who's a really great player.
Cool.
He joined up with us a few months back, and so yeah, that's the quartet.
So as this tour gets rolling in earnest, are you guys just tweaking and fiddling and doing things like that at this point?
Yeah, I mean, we've been in rehearsal the last couple of weeks, just learning that material. You know, Frank needed to learn a bunch of stuff, and me and Kenneth and Doug know a bunch of songs already, and we're just learning up songs. I was trying to dust off a few that I hadn't played in some years, and kind of rotate out some that we played last tour and put in some ones we didn't play, and then learn up the new album, of course, because none of us really knew the record. We recorded the record so fast, and it was so spontaneous that we kind of had to learn what we did after the fact. So
Go back and dissect exactly what it was you were doing, right?
yeah, kind of. What did I play there? What was that?
You talked about putting a set list together from a large body of work that you've got. Body of work has got so much dynamic attention to it that is it hard to look back and say we need to do this or we don't need to do this, or how do you put that together? Is that tough?
Well, I wouldn't say it's hard. It's like you said, there's a lot of stuff, so it's always good to have more songs than you need.
Yeah.
I guess. So, it's fun. It's fun to go back and we'll get out there and, I can only, sort of look at it before we go out in terms of, this would be fun to play or that would be fun to play. And then I kind of, there's some songs that people seem to always want to hear, so I try and include those. But then once we get out, people will start, asking for stuff, and then we'll if we don't know them, we'll learn them up in sound check and play them.
Relearn them, right. Going back to Damn This Town, I want to just ask you briefly about where did that lyric come from, and when did you say, you know what, I'm going to make a song out of this line right here?
Well, I had that riff, that sort of opening, that guitar, that rhythm guitar, and then I was playing that, and I just, when it moves up to that C chord, I just sang that line, "Damn this town, I'm leaving," and I just thought, well, hell, who hasn't felt like that? And it's, I just, then the story just sort of develops into, it's such a typical thing that we all do. We blame our problems on everything but ourselves.
Right. right.
where we live or our job or, who we're with or whatever. And so it was just kind of telling that kind of story with a particularly twisted individual at the center of the story. You kind of don't know what this guy's up to, And so, and I wanted to sort of leave it sort of dark and mysterious like that because, we all have that sort of dark, mysterious side to us. I think. I hope. I know I do.
No, we don't. You're the only one there, John.
Yeah, right. I knew that. I knew that was there.
Hey,
I knew I was weird.
So, is it like stream of consciousness? Do you hear a line or a lyric, or do you hear somebody say something you like? Ooh, I'm going to write that down. I'm in the shower.
It can happen like that, but it can be anything. I mean, I kind of look at it. The music for me, 9 times out of 10, it's always the music that sort of inspires some kind of lyric to happen, and the lyrics. I really look at that as that's that sort of, that mysterious muse process where the muse shows up and you get the gift of songwriting comes, if you're lucky. And I don't pretend to understand it, but I think I consciously try to tell some kind of little story, but to me, it's kind of my own. I mean, I'm entertained by it, or at least, that's sort of the attitude I have when I'm making the song. It's like, ooh, where's this going? It's kind of like a little trip that I'm taking, and hopefully, the listener gets to come along, with you once you've built the song. Hopefully, it has that allure to it, that you want to get in and take a ride in the song too.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I feel.
That's how people are drawn to your music. I think each little story is like a different chapter of some crazy piece of fiction, and then you think, well, maybe this isn't fiction.
Good. That's a great description. It is sort of that. It's like, that's how I sort of view it too.
Well, you're getting ready for this tour, and I know you're busy, and I won't take much of your time, but I do want to ask you about touring. Is it something like is this dreadful thing you're about to set upon? Is it going to be a joyful thing?
No. God, if it was that, I would have quit a long time ago. I love playing. It's, to me, the three legs of my little stool are writing the songs, recording them, and then going out and playing them. I wouldn't want any one of those. I don't want to stop doing any one of those.
Yeah.
As of right now, and I'm pushing 59, and if anything, I want to do them more. So, because times are wasting. I don't have much. I have a finite amount of time left, and I know. Only thing I know for sure is I have less time left than I've lived. So, by statistics. So, it's like I want to do as much of this as I can because it's what I love doing. So.
Well, we sure look
forward. Right now, I've got the fire. I mean, I might feel different in 5 or 10 years. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, we look forward to seeing you Sunday night. That's for sure.
Yeah, we look forward to playing. We're kind of kicking things off up there in Bowling Green, and we're really looking forward to it.
You still have your Legends car?
I sold it about 5 years ago. I had to get out. I had 2 back surgeries, and it just got to the point where I couldn't work on I could still have driven it, but I couldn't work on it anymore. I couldn't get up under it and set it up, and to me that was half the fun, getting the race set up, put on it, and doing all my own setup work, and then having results on the track, And once I couldn't do that, it just wasn't as much fun anymore.
That's cool. Like you,
and I didn't have time.
Yeah,
racing season is touring season usually.
You and Jeff Beck have something in common there, don't you?
Yeah, he's a hot rodder.
Yeah,
he's much more high dollar, I think.
Well, you're an Indiana guy, so you know about racing. Then you grew up in the.
Yeah, I was born in Indianapolis. We used to hang out at the Speedway all month. Month of May, and my heroes. Besides, guys like Dylan and Otis Redding, I had my AJ Foyt and Mario Andretti and Jimmy Hurtubise were right up there with those guys. In my mind,
gasoline in your blood there.
Indeed.
Well, listen, I appreciate it so much. We're going to play a bunch of stuff here, and
yeah, I sure appreciate it.
We're one of those little stations that we're not owned by a big conglomerate, so we kind of have our own little thing we get to do. So,
well, that's just great. Keep on keeping on, brother.
We'll do it. We'll see you Sunday night,
All right.
John.
Appreciate it. Hope you're coming to the show.
Oh, we'll be there.
All right. Well, introduce yourself.
I'll do it. Thank you much.
All right. Thank you.
Take care.
Boy did. Damn this town.